Alright, so you guys can tell by the screen what video we're gonna be doing, and we're just gonna go over a few characters that I think Grand Cross can add relatively soon to the game, slash characters that we're missing. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, huge shout out to our members as always for supporting the channel. But yeah, let's go ahead and let's just break down all of these characters that I think that could be coming to the game fairly soon. Now, Denzel was just added on the JP version, and Denzel is actually one of the characters that I had on my list before he got added. So now that he's in the game, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I apologize, but Ro, I think it's Ro. He could potentially be coming sooner than later because he is actually inside the game. Now, that doesn't mean he's gonna be there because Grey Road has been in the files and in the game for a very, very long time. But yeah, actually, he's not a bad choice, right? So in the story mode, he's pretty good. I think he has one Pierce card and then he has a Bleed card. But I think they could change him up a little bit, just to, you know, match the quote unquote meta. I think he actually could be a good option for the human team, like, because his whole thing with Sigma is that he hates them, right? With Stigma, I should say, he hates them. He hates the fairies, giants, etc., etc. So he sided with the demons, I believe, and, you know, just straight up killed them. I guess just went on a massacre spree. So he could have a thing where he only buffs humans, right? That could be his passive, where he buffs humans to a certain extent, or he decreases any other race, like other than humans, stats by like 15%. That isn't bad, right? So if he fights anything other than a human, decreases all stats by 15%, right? That isn't bad. Then his first skill can be sort of like an ult depletion AoE, and then his second skill can be a Pierce card or something like that. I don't know, but they could make do with it, right? Because he's a very, very interesting character. A part of me wishes he didn't die back then, but he's pretty much Bond, right? He's Bond before Bond existed. So he's cool. They could add him, but adding another human would be good. He's just, you know, not like the top choice, I guess, to add to the game right now. But having another human definitely wouldn't be opposed to having, right? So yeah, that's my, you know, that's one of my peoples that I think could be on the list, right? A unit they could add to the game. And then we got 3,000 years ago Meliotis is what I call him. I'm actually not sure what his official name is, but you can add this Meliotis to the game, right? So if you guys know Meliotis, his base stats do need increase. I just did well, whenever this video it comes out, right, when I put it out, I did a, you know, a discussion with the homie Chrono, and we were talking about how his stats can be amped, and his stats can be amped if they add a new Meliotis to the game that's not like Lost Vein or something like that. So if they add a 3,000 years ago Meliotis to the game, that would actually be very, very good, because then they could buff all base Meliotis stats. Now, this isn't Assault Melee. This is like basically when he has his full power, but he's not evil. He's good. He's working for the good guys with Elizabeth, right? Now, this one, on the other hand, this guy, this Meliotis, this is the boy. This is the boy that they could release for a potential festival or something like that. Or not even a festival, just a very, very good unit on the level of Saria and Tarmio, right? Because this is him in his assault mode when he's just like Big Daddy Meliotis. He don't care who he has to kill. He doesn't care what he has to do. He's going to get the job done. So if they add this Meliotis to the game, right, that would be very, very cash money. That'd be cash money. So hopefully they do decide to add either this Meliotis to the game or this one. I really wouldn't be opposed to either or maybe both of them, but we'll see, right? We'll see what they're planning to do with the Meliotis. Some people call him Big Sword Meli. I'm just still gonna call him 3,000 years ago Meliotis, just because it's a lot easier for me to call him that. But yeah, definitely wouldn't be opposed to having a new Meliotis, even though I know we have Lost Vein. But on JP, I think it's been a year since Lost Vein was released on JP. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think it has been. For Global, it's been about like 5 to 6 months, but we could use another Meliotis, right? We could use another Meli. So that's another potential unit that they could put in the game. Indore, Monspeed, and Dediere is a good option as well. I think if they add these 2 units to the game, it would be very, very cool to see, because they are they're crazy. They're crazy in the anime. Now, what they could do potentially, maybe they could be a transforming type units. They could start off as normal Monspeed and Dediere, but then, you know, using their ultimate, they transform. But I don't know. Like, I really don't know if that's the best way to do them. The transformation mechanic in Grand Cross is kind of underwhelming at the moment, right? It's kind of like, eh. But if they just add them as units as is, they could be very, very good. You know, Dediere, because they have them in the game, by the way. They have them in the game. But again, I feel like they will change the skills, the passive, etc. once they're actually in, you know, summonable. Right? Once they're actually summonable, they're going to change. So maybe Dediere can be a strong, like, tank, and she can just tank attacks or something like that. Like, maybe she can be tank / DPS. I don't know what Dediere can do. Monspeed definitely could be a debuffing god, right? Because he's an like, his whole thing is explosions. No matter what form he takes or is in, his whole thing is explosions. So he can have an AoE attack where he does like explosion damage, and it can be very, very strong AoE. His passive can combine with it. Like when he's ran with another demon, it can only be like, can only be ran with, you know, one demon, or right, just to word it better, it can be when ran with a demon, his damage is increased by like maybe like 30% or something like that. So it'll be very, very powerful. Then he can have a second effect where, I don't know, he just like clean explosion swipes. Like, it's just a cool aesthetic skill, and it just completely like deletes cards or something. I don't know. It could be something like that. Dediere could just be a strong like DPS tank, like I said, and her passive can just be like, basically, if she takes damage, she gets stronger, but she have a damage reduction skill. I don't know, something cool. But having them in the game, definitely wouldn't be opposed to having them. It would be very, very cool to see, since they're both Indora, right? They're both Indora, or whatever you want to, or however you want to pronounce it. So yeah, this version though, this crazy form, I don't know. I don't know what they would do with this. They're just both insane. Like, at that point, they just lost their minds. Like, the darkness is just too strong for them. Too strong, and it's overcoming them. But yeah, otherwise, they're very, very powerful. They're very, very powerful. So we'll see what happens when they add them into the game. I am very curious to see what does happen. I think we're due for another Monspeed as well, just a regular form Monspeed. So I would be interested to see what they would do. But again, another unit they could potentially add. Now, this unit right here, I don't know why they're holding back on Grey Road. I think adding Grey Road to the game would be very, very good, because he is the last commandment we're missing. So having him in the game is way overdue, first off. And then second of all, it'd just be nice to have another unit, you know, besides you know, other commandments. It'd be nice to have another commandment under our belt. So I don't know why they're holding back, but they are. His commandment in game is meh. Basically, if you kill an ally or enemy, your basic stats get decreased. But a unit called Green Gowther exists, and it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter as much. So yeah, he would be, you know, cool, because it's another commandment. And plus, he's been in the game for God knows how long. Like, here's an image that they have for Grey Road skill set. So I like this. Decreases one enemy attack related stats for 20, 30, 40%. And disables everything but attack skills for 2 and 3 turns. That's nice. Inflicts damage equal to, you know, all that. Okay. Okay. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so when they eventually they will add Grey Road, right? When they add him, I am gonna be curious what they do for him. So yeah, Grey Road is another unit that they could definitely add sooner rather than later, especially since Merlin is pretty, like, I'm pretty confident that Merlin will be the Fest unit, although it's not confirmed. But if she is, again, talking to Chrono, they could add him as a secondary character. So it remains to be seen, but I am hyped nonetheless to see what a festival unit is and who they could potentially bring as a second unit with them, right? But next one is Gelda. Now, Gelda, if they add Gelda to the game, that's a new race entirely, and that is the vampire race. That would be insane. Like, imagine they add Gelda next update or something like that, and she's a new type of race. So, she can be ran with Green Gowther, and she can just be very good, like, at life stealing, right? She can have life steal that's better than Melascula. She can have an AoE, cold destruction card or something like that. She could just be craziness. Basically, I want her in there just to add a new race to the game. Like, that's basically it. Plus, Zeldris, that's her girlfriend or whatever. So it'd be nice to that's his girlfriend, I should say, right? It'd be nice to have her in the game. So I'm curious when they do add her, because I think they will eventually, what they'll do with her. But otherwise, she, I don't know if they're gonna add her anytime soon. But when she does get into the game, we'll see what happens, right? I am curious. And she's very, very, like, I think I like Gelda actually more than most of the females in the game. Like, I like her design. Her design is very nice. And lastly, we got the king of the vampire race, Izraf. He's basically, like, he's not that good. He's really not that good. But he faced off against Escanor, so it's not really a fair comparison. But he has some cool moves, like, you guys see Impurity basically, like, destroys any living thing within its range, and Escanor pretty much, like, just said screw it and sunshined him. Literally just sunshined him. It's insanity. But his black full plate kind of armor drip thing is very good, and it can be used as a defense mechanism against the Purgatory Flames. So if he is a unit eventually, he could actually be a good tank, right? He could be a good tank to a certain extent. But yeah, I don't know. Again, it remains to be seen. But if he's there, again, he's a vampire, so another race in the game would be nice. But otherwise, I don't know. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the list. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Who are you wanting to come out in the game? Who do you think is going to come out next week for the festival unit? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments. And as always, I will see you all next time.